A double dose. Like I told you. Me personally, and I know maybe I'm a little conceited here, but I think a double dose of Scummalicious on a Saturday is a good thing. Maybe I'm wrong. But why are we here? We're talking about Propagandhi, new album, Victory Lap, on Epitaph Records. Yes, I'm about a week late, excuse me. Canadian punk band. Been around for 3 decades. Very political. So, full disclosure here, not a huge Propagandhi fan. All right? Not saying they're a bad band or they're not good musicians, just have never been a big fan of their music. All right? Let's do the lineup for this album. Chris Hanna, guitar, vocals, Jord Samolesky on drums, Todd Kowalski on bass, and Sulin Hago, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, guitar and vocals as well. You know how I feel when it comes to bands and politics. Not saying that a band can't be political, all right? But when it gets too political for me, it's a huge turnoff. That's one reason I don't listen to fucking NoFX anymore. Just Fat Mike drives me fucking crazy. I've been over that. But I heard the song, Failed Imagineer, and I like that song. In fact, I really like that song. It's been in my head for a week now. I can't stop singing it. I really can't. And like I said, I'm not a huge fan. And so I thought, you know what? I want to dive into this album and let's talk about it. And I'm going to tell you what I think. And you know I love my new rating system. In fact, I want to show it again just because I'm so proud of it. Look at that. Look at that bad boy right there. Oh. What penmanship, huh? Anyway, all right. First song I want to talk about is, first we have the title track, Victory Lap's first song. And right off the bat, you get what I think is kind of a signature Propagandhi song. Technical, fast, almost thrash-like guitars. I said almost thrash-like. Don't get mad. I've seen them fighting on YouTube over this shit for a week. Well, it's not thrash. They're a speed skate punk band with thrash capabilities. I mean, these people just argue over the stupidest shit. And there's one argument, okay, that I'm going to destroy right now. And this guy wrote, a hardcore Propagandhi fan wrote, well, the one reason, it's an okay album, but it's not that good because they've gotten too good at their instruments. It's too technical. And the production is good, so I don't like it as much. Are you fucking stupid? So, a band that's good at playing their instruments, they're better at writing songs, and now they suck because of that? That's just fucking stupid. I'm sorry. You know what? What's wrong with people today? Really? Just... that's really the stupidest argument I've ever heard from anybody. You know, I really liked this band till they got really good. You know, they played solos and the drums were nice and they had a great singer. I just can't listen to them anymore. They're so good. I fucking hate them. See what I mean? Anyway, all right. Second song, Comply and Resist. It's got kind of a neat little intro there with, it's got like a little slow bass line, kind of catchy. Now here is where, for me, a lot of the time is why I can't get into this band. All right, now this, I'm going to read these lyrics right here. Circa 1992, Hitchens faxed his copy through. As regards Columbus Day, and if you'll permit me, the conceit of a posthumous critique. I know, and for one thing, it makes me feel fucking stupid because I'm like, what in the hell is he singing about? I gotta go get an encyclopedia. I gotta Google this shit. And I'm not saying he's wrong for singing a song that's got a deep meaning or it's a topic that he's very passionate about. And they are very passionate about a lot of topics, you know, vegan and race and, economic, uh, poor people versus rich people, all that stuff. They stand for a lot of serious issues. But I guess I'm just a queers kind of guy, right? I got up out of my bed. She gave me head. I hate the Grateful Dead. Go to the kitchen and grab a beer because I want to hear some more queers. I know it's silly, stupid, and that's just me. I know there's a lot of people, they love music like this that's technical, complicated, and all that, and there's nothing wrong with that. All right. Now the halfway mark of this song, Comply and Resist, we get this heavy ass double guitar picking thing that they do a lot, that Chris Hanna does. Okay, I wrote this down again. Don't hit the panic button. I said it's kind of thrash like, which it is. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I guess to some fans, it's too good. So they're going to go listen to somebody else. They'll go listen to the fucking Germs live because that sounds so much better to their ears than someone that can actually play their fucking instruments. All right. Song 4. Next song I want to talk about, When All Your Tears Collide. You watch the sunrise, but it will rise over ruin. And we get more of these like technical little guitar fills, and the drummer, Jord Samolesky. Holy shit. Dynamic. You can use that word with Propagandhi, and of course, you don't use that word a ton with other punk bands, and I know they're more than just a punk band. But yeah. And I've always known that they're good musicians. But this drummer, he's impressive on this album. He's not just going. He's doing all kinds of shit back there, and it kept me interested anyway. Song 5, and this one's funny. Maybe it's not meant to be funny, but the title is "Letters to a Young Anus," or if, like I said, if it was the Queers, "Letters to a Young Ass," or "Letters to a Young Ass Fuck." Anyway, I like this little verse where he says, I got one piece of advice for you, kid. Keep your mouth shut. Keep a fucking lid up on your dissenting views. Okay. I get it. He's like, look, keep your mouth shut. I don't want to hear your fucking negativity. I think we can all kind of relate to that. And then we get to the song that I really hate on this album. All right. It's called Lower Order, Good Laugh, song number 6, track number 6. Decent sounding guitar, but it's a song about vegans, and he's hating hunters. And I actually wrote this right down here. Fuck this fucking song. Right? Why do I say this? I don't hunt. I got friends that do. And I'm not saying all vegans are like this to where they're, just total pricks to people that aren't vegans. It just, I don't know. The song rubs me the wrong fucking way. Right? Like, all people that hunt aren't assholes, and I get it. It's a serious issue for some people. But I got news for you. Hunting is a necessity. Otherwise, fucking, we'd be overran with animals. There is a necessity to it. I'm not going to get into all that. I don't hunt. For one thing, I don't like standing in the cold and freezing my fucking nuts off. That's just me. Uh, and maybe he's not necessarily being super mean in the song. It's just the way I interpreted it. And maybe that's me too, not giving it a chance, because immediately when I find out what it's about, I skip it, you know? But the good thing about this, now listen, and I mention them all the time in these shows. My Jenna, my buddy, the Buckster, Trailer Trash, greatest bass player in the history of Iowa garage bands. I'm trying to get better at this. Like, I have my bands, and then every other band that isn't one of my bands, oh fuck it, I hate it. It sucks. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm trying to expand, all right? I am letting myself listen to other bands that I didn't think I would ever listen to before, all right? I'm going to use that word that I've been using a lot just because I think it makes me sound smart, even though I'm not fucking smart. Transition. I'm trying to transition in my later years. But what I'm saying is I am a work in progress, okay? So it's going to take me for a while. But for right now, when I hear a song and it's about a vegan, I just fucking skip it because I don't want to hear that shit, all right? So let's move on to what I do like. Song number 7, Failed Imagineer. And, it was the first video. Hey, people! Like people, not people. Remember, I did a little review of the song a couple weeks ago, and I know you listened because it had 213 people that listened to it. Thank you. I appreciate that. But anyway, this song I can't get out of my head, like I told you. Sit down, let's have a drink, and then it's really catchy all the way through, and then they get to the part. What have we here? The dreaded failed Imagineer. Of course, he sounds a little bit better than I do. Actually sounds a lot better. And the middle part has another one of those double picking thrash parts that I like. They do that really well. They do. And I don't care. Regardless of what I think about this album, that's a great song. I like it. Then the next song is, well, song 9. I didn't really listen to song 8. Song 9, Negredo. Once again, real dynamic. And I'm not used to that. So that's good. As far as the music itself, I like that part. And then the lyrics, suffocate, the squeezing hands of fate, our lives can't be replaced. And then he rips off this nice solo, and it's a shredder. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Like, these guys know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to playing their instruments. Then song 10, I'm going to destroy this title. In Flagrante Delicto. It's another one of those. Heavy and thrashy. It is, in parts. And I like when they do that. It's kind of soft, and they're just, he's doing these nice, neat little bass lines. Todd Kowalski, right? And then all of a sudden they'll kick it into another gear, and they're, he's getting after it. And I like that. Like I said before, they're really good at that. And the last song, Adventures in Zoochosis, has a really neat intro with the guitar. It's like an echo effect that he uses. I'm telling you, it reminds me of Joe Satriani. And I had the CD. I can't remember the name of the song, or I'd look it up, but someone fucking stole it, which really irritates me, because I remember the last time I played that CD, someone was like, oh, who's this? It's Joe Satriani. Yeah, didn't like it, but it was good enough for somebody to fucking steal it, huh? Thanks a lot. But the beginning of that, I think of Joe Satriani every time I hear it. And it's just a nice sound of guitar throughout the whole song. And, it's weird. Like I said, I've never been a huge Propagandhi fan. And there's still 3 or 4 songs on here that it's just too political for me to totally dive in and say, oh, I love this shit. But I do give them respect as musicians, you know, they are technically really good, and I give them, they deserve my respect for that. And so when I take out my handy dandy new rating system, yes, once again, so proud of mine. Uh, it's definitely better than Pawn Scum. You know what? It's number 3. It's it's scummy. It's solid enough. That's what I. You know what? I think that's a good rating, don't you? Well, I'm asking you, but that's what I think. Like I said, maybe a 4, a scumbag if it wasn't so political. But I do like a lot of the music, and for that, it's solid enough. It's definitely worth your time. There you go. Hopefully, I didn't offend too many of the hardcore Propagandhi fans, but yeah, I like it. All right, there you go. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll be back on Monday. Take it easy. If it's easy, take it twice, my friends.